All right, and we are back. So let's talk about, out of our selective summons, what we're going to be doing next, and that is moving into completing the story. That is the next goal that you want, is we have to get to certain milestones to unlock new things, etc., etc. Just what we would generally do in any new game. And specifically here for us, we're going to be going through these quests in the right hand side. You're going to go through these chapters, going through and doing each one that comes up. There's going to be some scripted events that come up about capturing Astromon, things like that. And we'll run through this first chapter on here. They're self-explanatory, but it's worth it to show it off. But there's two things I want to cover really fast before we jump into that, and that is, first of all, the new user benefits up here. This is a login event that as you log in, there's going to be 4 days of logins that are kind of what I want to point out. One is you get a free Light Victoria. This is my favorite Astromon, and she actually is really good up to the mid game of Monster Super League, so really cool that we actually get her for free. You're going to get 600 gems by logging in, which is really nice. And then eventually we'll talk about this Light and Dark 4-star selection card. This one's going to be very important on getting your account, one of the Astromons, to help farm things much faster, and it's just a great attacker, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Inside this event as well, you're going to have quests that you're going to want to do that are going to get these tickets. You're also going to get a bunch of gold, and you're going to turn around and use those tickets eventually. We won't cover it in this video, but you're going to save all these tickets to eventually grab some of these goodies that are in here, and I will talk about that when I have a bunch saved up on here and tell you kind of what I want to target and how I want to, how I go about spending these tickets on this new account. I will say, don't buy any energy and don't buy any gold. Don't waste your tickets on these two. This is a waste of the tickets you get off of that. And as usual, they have a special packages down here. You can spend some money. I'm not going to cover these. You guys, spend your money how you want it. If you want to buy it because you can, then go for it. But just know I'm not going to kind of cover these for any value, et cetera, just because I am a free-to-play guy, and most of the time these shops are not in our favor. So, but that was the new user benefits. Again, just to show that on there. We will be going through these quests. One of the other things that you'll be wanting to do is going through and trying to get some friends off of the chat. So in the top right in the bubble, you can kind of go through here and start clicking on people and just trying to get at least 5 friends. These are ones that you're going to want to have eventually for dailies and sending out friend. You'll send out energy, which they'll send it back, and you'll eventually get gems for it, and it all kind of adds up. The other thing too is on your ship is you've got these little clickable spots. This just gives you free, gold. So always be collecting this every time you come back onto your ship. It's just, again, free stuff is free stuff, and all of it does add up at the end of the day. The last little bit is going to be your bingo. You're going to want to be doing this bingo, especially right now during the anniversary, because these are free Dark Astromon from the previous anniversary, and a lot of these can help your account really early on. If you're watching these videos outside the anniversary, first of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, don't worry, the anniversary comes around every year and they do stuff anyway. This is the time to be playing Monster Super League, even if you're taking a break, because they give out all this free stuff. But come back and check your bingo. I don't watch ads anymore because I'm tired of watching ads in my old age, but you guys can watch these ads to skip 30 minutes, but let this go off and you'll eventually get a 6-star gem chest out of this, which we'll probably have this done by the time we get through. So let's just jump out there now and actually go into enter a story stage. So you guys can do this 2 ways. You can actually hit start now in the chapter, or just hit the play button in the bottom right. It'll remind you of the bingo if it's up, and it will do that. So here we go. We have our quests on here, and this is the map for Monster Super League. This is a linear progression, so you're just going to go through each of these. Here you're going to go to the Phantom Forest, through Lunar Valley, Aria Lake, Mirage Ruins, and then you'll jump over to the second continent, etc., etc. This is kind of the linear progression of Monster Super League. And it's not until you get to about, I think, Slumbering City and the Glacial Plains when we start to actually have some Astromons falling off, and this is where gemming is going to come into play. And don't worry, I will have a video talking about gemming. I already do up on the channel, but I do want to redo that and cover it. Not too much has changed, but I feel like it's important if we're doing a brand new playthrough. So here we go on here. We're on the Phantom Forest. We have normal only unlocked. There are 3 different difficulties you can go through. There's normal, hard, and extreme. Eventually, you'll be wanting to do nothing but farm on extreme. And as each difficulty goes up, the energy cost to run it will go up. Again, another reason why we tell you to use the energy you got to then and leveling up instead of overcharging your energy right now. You're going to be leveling up so fast that it's not going to matter. But let's go here. We have a gold bonus stage, and let's reset the team. Again, we wanted our Water Persephone, and it shows it right here. The critical boost, increase your allies' critical hit rate by 23%. And this is a good time to cover what variants are and why we wanted, Water Persephone. Variants in Monster Super League only do 2 things. First of all, it changes the color, so their color palette changes. It's just a different color. And the Astromon unlocks its leader skill. If you notice, if I put Victoria up here, there's no leader skill because she isn't a variant. And that is it. There is no other difference between our variant Astromon in this game. It only changes the color, and it only unlocks their leader skill. As far as their statistics go, nothing changes. So keep that in mind, that variant Astromon, while they are cool, they only just unlock their variant skill. So they look different, and their variant skill, their leader skill unlocks. So with that said, Water Persephone is going to be going in the leader slot for us for the 23% crit rate. I'm bringing along our Fire Victoria, our Light Victoria that we just got, and I'm bringing around Fire Sea Star as an attacker. Now this Astromon for me, and any of these can be any combo of Astromon you really want. You do want somewhat of an attacker in there, but Light Victoria should be able to clear a lot of this with the Water Persephone on their own as we start out. So with the UI here, we'll cover this as more days go by. Just know we don't need to worry about upgrading your capture rate just now, but we can just let it go. And again, this is where Monster Super League is just an auto battler. So we're gonna come in here, and this is where we talked about turning off all those options in the last video, so you're not spammed when you come out here, and it gets rather annoying when you do this 3 million times in a month. But I am going to hit the pause button and check the options here really quick. We want to make sure that switch to auto battle in 60 seconds is off. And this is just important for capture festivals and whatnot. So we're good there. And we can just hit continue. We'll turn it ×4. We'll add up damage and hit go. Now, like I said before, you shouldn't have too much problems going through most of Monster Super League's early quests, just because it's not until the Mirage Ruins you might run into a little bit of a level issue, which is something we can talk about when the time comes. But generally speaking, like I said, you're going to run through doing each one of these story quests one at a time, and also completing the quests as much as you can. There are a couple scripted Astromon they want you to catch as well, so just know that that happens, I think, at the last part is the Mirage Ruins. But so once you complete a stage, though, you always get gold, you always get some type of fruit for them, but you also get gems. And to talk about gems, as you're first starting out, it does not matter what kind of gem that you get, whether it's a flat gem or a percent gem. So this is its main stat. So we got a Gem of Tenacity here, and it has flat recovery. So it's only giving 60 recovery, but it also has a substat of 3% resist. So these gems, you can hold on to them for right now, but I generally, since I know this is none of the Astromon that are on our team right now need recovery, I'm just going to sell it for gold, but you can hang on and get them. And as a event right now is going on, a clue is discovered. This is for the, I forget what it's called, but we don't need to worry about those right now. So here we entered a story stage, so we claim a reward, which is 1,000,000 gold. So we can click this, and then it wants us to do another thing to give us 10 energy. It says attempt to catch an Astromon. We'll be like, okay, and we'll just hit next stage. Now let's actually go back out because I want to check. So one thing you're going to eventually learn to be able to do is kind of look ahead of your quest to try and do some things a little bit beforehand. So notice how use 3 energy we've already done. We can do it here. Here we have feed Astromon fruit, equip an Astromon with a gem, try to upgrade a gem, and then finally complete Phantom Forest. So right now we can do literally all 3 of these down here before we attempt to capture an Astromon and blow through the rest of this. So I'm going to go back to the ship, and we'll go into our monsters right here. And obviously Water Persephone's our Astromon we want, so we're going to feed her. She went all the way to level 14, which is nice. Just let that go. So feed a fruit 1 out of 3 times. Okay. So... oh, this is if it was another one. Let's balance this out a little bit, I think. Or does that even matter? I don't think that's gonna matter. We'll just do this again. So there we go. We got 3. We need to equip a gem and we need to upgrade a gem. So Water Persephone, what did you have on you? You had HP. So we're gonna unequip this. I'm gonna spend the money to unequip this because we're not gonna use Fire Miho for a lot, but we're gonna equip, which is going to give, and the reason why this is important, so this is going to give, to cover this, right, this is a flat HP Gem of Tenacity. If we had a set bonus, we would get 25 HP, 2,500 extra HP. Obviously, we do not have a set of these gems, but flat HP here is going to help out Persephone because of the adrenaline, because it goes off her HP. So now that she has over 10,000 HP, she's going to be healing for 1,000 HP just off of her normal attack. So we want those. But we're going to hit upgrade, and we just need to upgrade a gem once. And that should be done there. So we'd upgrade, equip an Astromon with a gem, and feed an Astromon. So now the only thing we have left to do is attempt to capture and go and defeat the Phantom Forest. And this is, again, the progress we're going to go through on here. I'm not going to do this for every single video, but we are just to kind of cover the flow of how you want to be completing these story stages as you go forward. Alright, so we got a variant squirrel, and we want to try and capture this. Variants out in the wild that you capture give you gems as a quest, so always want to be capturing those variants. Early on, capturing all the 3 stars is okay. A lot of people will just turn around and release them for gold and or eggs, which that's fine. Someone like me who's, rushing to win the capture festival every now and then, capturing 3 stars that aren't variants kind of takes up my time. And when you're trying to be number 1 on the leaderboard, you're not trying to capture too much. But here we go again, though. We actually got a rare, and this is what I'm talking about. We don't get any gems for capturing this Astromon, but I believe this is scripted anyway. I'm pretty sure it's scripted, but we'll see here whether Kokomaru wants to get in the poker chip. Yep, there we go. So we'll take it. And yeah, you can kind of see the little green numbers up here every time Water Persephone attacks. We're healing for 1,039, which is really, really good early on here. Let's see what our 1-star gem is. This is a flat defense. We're just going to sell it. Again, you could keep these up, and this way you can put it like on Water Persephone. I could have kept that one, But here we have the claim the rewards. Unfortunately, we're going to have to take this to move on. So we'll just take the small energy. We get this. We get a set of tenacity gems. This is new to me. I forgot that this does this. So we'll go back and take a look at those. We'll get this. And we'll get that. And then now we have complete the Phantom Forest. But once again, I want to check out and make sure what kind of gems we got. So we got some diamonds on here. We got an attack percent, an HP percent, and a recovery percent. Nice. So HP percent gems are always going to be the percent gems are always going to be what you're going to go after with your Astromon. So looks like it gave us defense, HP, and attack. I'm just going to equip that HP. And now we have a set bonus. So we have 3 gems of tenacity on us on here. So you can see now we have a green border and it tells you the set bonus here. And you can see the statistics increased over here. So we have a total of 5,599 HP being added to Water Persephone. Now that's again taking into account that this 7% is of this 9,493. So 7% of that gets added into this, which is adding into the 900 here, adding into the 700 here. So really, really good. The next thing we're going to do is let's put some, we got an attack percent. We're going to do this on C Star, I think. Yeah. Why not, right? Flat attack, and then the other triangle, unfortunately, would be defense percent, but we might as well put a set of gems on her as well. Having more HP is better than, it's better than nothing. So gems there are squared away. We have diamonds over here, which has recovery and attack. I'm going to put this on each of them. What do we got here? Crit rate and HP. We'll just put some random gems on here. She doesn't need crit rate, but we're just going to give it to her anyway. Victoria, you don't need recovery. You know what? I'm not even going to bother. That's actually a really bad idea because then you got to spend money to remove it. And eventually we have enough, but for right now, we'll just leave it how it is. And we'll come back here. We'll get the gold. Don't take the energy. Take everything else. And with these experience on here, you can use this right now if you so desire, but when you're actually needing to level up Astromon is when you want to crack this EXP up and whatnot. So let's go here and finish off the Phantom Forest. We have 2 stages to get through. Everyone's in. Let's go. And let it go, let it fly. What was that, up to 1,509 HP healed? Yep. Again, it's not much, and it's not going to carry you through like the hardest fights in the game, but having that passive healing is definitely going to be noticeable later on. There we go, level 2. So we get max energy, and this is where we would also have replenished our energy, but as you'll see, we still have over 50, I believe. 1-star gem, HP plus 100 is that, and Pip, we got a book. And yeah, so you can see we leveled up, and we already had 52 energy. So we don't net gain anything there, sadly. But here's the last boss, or the first boss, but the last boss of Phantom Forest. As you go up, there will be more, there'll be like 2 bosses per area. Here we have Miho. This is again a scripted event. Now Miho is a super rare, so because she is a super rare, you will get gems for her. So you'll always want to go back to the ship and collect the gems out of the quest, and I'll show that here. I believe we get the gems off of that, capturing her for this too. Victoria gets off her ability. I'll just focus on Kokomaru. She got taunt, which is hilarious. And he goes down. Easy peasy. Got another book. We got Slime Soldier, which we haven't seen in a long time. And we got Flat Defense, which you'll sell. And then we got Clamshells. This is for the Baby Shark event, I believe. That is up as well. Won't have to worry too much about that just yet. Another clue. And we finished the Phantom Forest on normal, so we get this egg, grassy eggs. I usually hold on to these, but you guys can go open them up if you want. And here is our new mission. So this is where you move into the next one with Chapter 2, going into Lunar Valley. And like I taught you guys just a minute ago, kind of look at what you're going to be doing to kind of cover on this. So this is a unique Starstone dungeon that we'll cover in the next video. You have Feed Nastromon, so try and look at what can be done, you know, earlier and get it done. This way you can try to blast through these chapters. But there we go, the first little area, and we will go double check if Miho gave you the quest, and we will leave it off there. We actually got this to come back to. All right, well, we'll cover that one here as we get the challenge here. So capture a Fire Miho on normal is worth 20 gems. Yes, so you can come back to the ship and 100% get these quests because these do not stack. So as you are out there farming over and over and over again, these do not keep stacking up. So if you capture, let's say, 3 Fire Mihos, you're not getting 60 gems, you're only getting 20. So make sure when you capture a super rare or a legendary or even a variant squirrel or whatever, that's a 2-star out there, make sure you come back and get these gems, because they're gonna be gone if you capture over anymore. So let's take these. 2-star attack percent, sure. HP percent, sure. Defense percent, sure. I'm pretty sure those are scripted as well. We'll grab our dailies here, and now we will kind of go through this next part. I think this is just Baby Shark stuff. Yeah. Alright, so we had another pop-up that just came up, and this is an important one here to talk about at the end of the video. This is your Contract of the Hero, which eventually you go into your Contract of Light, Contract of Darkness, and your Astral Contract. This is very important because these Astromon the Astromon we're going to pick are what's going to propel your account through the mid-game, and you still see me use these Astromon in my Champions League videos, and they can be used outside of PvP, so they have a lot more viability. But let's start with the Contract of Hero, because the first thing we're going to be picking is Valkyrie. Water Valkyrie is good, and she is very good for our 5-star attacker and as a Water Astromon. Going with Predator and a 100% chance to put defense down, and being able to ultimate evolve her, she is a good choice. There are other ways to get Fire Arthur, and unfortunately the only other way to get Wood Odin is just summon her through there, but unfortunately her viability is not, she's okay, but she's not the best. But long story short, here we're going to be entering a contract with Valkyrie, and because this is loud, unfortunately I have to mute the music because I don't know how to mix. So there we go. So we're entering that contract. And this is like the Victoria event. You have to log in every day and eventually get her. So we're going to get, on the first day, you're going to get a summon ticket, which again, I recommend holding on to all of these summons for free, okay? So we're going to get that. We'll get a AXP tomorrow. You'll get 1,000,000 gold. You'll get another summon ticket. You'll get a trinket summon ticket, and that's for another video. We'll talk about trinkets once we get there. 600 more gems, and eventually you're going to get your Water Valkyrie, who will go immediately on the team. She is going to replace my Fire Sea Star 100%. So, but that's where we'll have to end today's video. You'll get through your first little part in your contract of heroes, so we can start getting a Valkyrie. Once we move into the contract of light, we'll obviously talk about this. This is after you do your Valkyrie one. So, but thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.